Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Kate, and if you're returning, thanks for coming back. So, as you can tell, today's video is a DIY, and I've actually been waiting to do this DIY for a super long time, and I finally was like, bet, just do it. So I went to Home Depot and gathered all my supplies and then came back home and got started. I will bring you guys along how I did it. What I didn't show you is I actually had some trouble hanging them up towards the end of the video. Mounting them, making sure they are safely secured onto the wall is a little difficult, but always make sure that you are certain that they are secure before you try and put anything on your shelf, because it'll just come crashing down, and that's never good. Excuse this. I've already been to the gym, done some cleaning, and I have more cleaning to do. There's Boo, say hi. Look at this knot.
I'm with this dress. And with my gloves and my high heels. And this fancy umbrella. I know it's a bad look, but I don't care.
Anyways, I'm just gonna jump right into this video and show you guys how it turned out. I think it turned out amazing. This little one was able to help me a little bit, right? Yeah, so we'll go ahead and jump into the video. Let me know. Let me know. Bless you.
Sometimes when you're here, I can't feel no doubt, 'cause you keep me where the stars are bound. It doesn't really matter.
Alrighty, so right here and right here are where I am going to be putting these shelves. As you can tell, I have them somewhat centered right now, but I need to put all this stuff on shelves up high. So I've measured each of these, and this wall and this wall are not really the same, but I'm gonna have the shelves being at the same length. Here's our before for our supplies. I've laid them out in here. I'm gonna actually do most of the work in the garage, but this is a nicer area right now. A 1 by 10 by 8 foot. And I just cut it into 4 equal pieces at 2 feet per shelf. And then I just wanted something very simple, so I just got these L-shaped brackets that I'll be using. I'll be attaching them on here, and I'm gonna put 2 on each. So I got 8 of these. They were $2. This board itself was like 16 bucks, and it was free to get cut. Then I got these wood screws. These are what is going to screw in our L-shaped brackets into our wood. And then I got these drywall anchors for, obviously, attaching this part to the wall. So that's it. That's the supplies that I purchased. Now what I'm gonna do is sand these down a little bit. I want to round out these hard edges right here, round them out slightly on the edge that is not gonna be on the wall. So the part that'll be against the wall is still gonna stay completely straight and edged. That way it sits nice and even, but this area that will be poking out will have a nice smooth edge. So then I'm going to stain them, and I'll show you guys what stain I'm using, what grit sandpaper and all that jazz when I get there. But yeah, so this is what I am starting with. Okay, we're here in the garage now.
Me.
Yeah, me and you, right? What is that?
A snow cone.
What? Where'd you get your snow cone?
From the snow cone guy.
You look lovely.
With my mustachio.
With your what?
Mustachio.
Yes, I love it. It's wonderful. So just jumping to what I'm doing out here now. I'm using sandpaper. I have a sandpaper block, and then I also have just sheets of sandpaper. This is obviously 150 grit. This one is a tougher
Mama,
60. I want to say this is even grittier at like maybe a 40 or somewhere around there. Okay, so I'm using the 150 to really sand it up so it's not, you know, you don't get splinters and stuff like that. So that's really just a finishing grit. This right here is what I'm doing a lot of the heavy duty, like over here I'm smoothing this out, and then I'm also smoothing out the edge that is going to be not against the wall. So as you can tell, this one is sharper. I don't know if you can. Let me show you. Comparison. I thought it would be easier to do a side by side. So this is the raw piece of wood that I got, and this is the one that I've already sanded. So it's smoother around the edges than this one is, not so pointy. So it looks a little bit nicer. Now, as you can tell, this is like smooth, clean, fresh, brand new. This one has some dinks and dents in it and whatnot along the edges. I absolutely love the look of this kind of used dented wood. So we just took a hammer and started whacking at it, and then you sure did, and then I hit the corners to kind of flatten them out. This little nick right here I just hit at an angle right there. I used the back to make some scratch marks. One right here, I use these. Then I just hit in some other places, like all sorts of different ways I hit the wood. And then now we have kind of like this used, broken in wood, high-end kind of industrial look once we get it nice and stained. Anyways, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to do that to the other 3 boards I have here, and then we'll come back for staining. Alright, I have finished sanding them. They all have this nice little rounded edges. What I noticed was really easy and awesome was hitting the corners with the hammers, kind of like flatten them out like this. But anyways, I'm going to dust them off, clean them off, and get some stain put on these. Next step, I have put an old box on my table so that the stain doesn't get on my table. But now we are going to stain our pieces of wood. This is the stain I use. It dries in an hour, and it is by Rustoleum. I'm pretty sure I got this at like Michael's or something, but I would assume you can get it from Walmart. This stain is in American Walnut. Right there is the number and barcode. I'll link everything below if I can find it. Definitely need gloves. You really should use 2, but I only have 1. So yeah, let's try not to mess up this new manicure. Then 2 towels, 1 for application and 1 for wiping off the excess stain. And then just one of these keys to open this bad boy up. I just shake it really well, open it up, and start applying it. Took a second to pause so I can show you guys what the color looks like versus what it used to look like. So clearly this is our natural, like very plain whitish colored wood. This is what the stain looks like. It's going to look a little bit lighter when it's dry because I haven't wiped off the excess stain yet. But yeah, so I don't have any like major tips when it comes to staining. It's pretty easy. You just make sure you go in the direction of the grain in your piece of wood, and that's about it. Just make sure you wipe it down after you apply the stain just to get off the excess. If you don't, it becomes really like sticky and gross. Before, after, these 3 bad boys are finished. Now we just have to let them dry. A helpful tip I do have is on each of these, I'm not sure what corner it's on each of these pieces of wood, I put a little T and pen in the corner of the top. That way I could make sure, see, here's one that you can see. It's very tiny. but I just put a T so I know this is the top. I want to lay it on this way so that the top dries nice and smooth. But anyhow, I will show you guys a better look of them when they are all dry. I'm going to finish this one up. Alright, I am back. It has been about an hour and a half. These are nice and dried. I'm going to screw in the first one, and then I'm going to try my best to level it out. I know that my board is 24 inches, and these two are going to need to be about 18 point something inches apart in order to support the shelf. All I did was hold this one up, and I basically drew on my wall. Now I'm gonna take my electric drill in my anchors, and then attach this to it. I've decided to use these bigger, more industrial drywall anchors. These are called drywall toggle anchors, and I think it's because in the middle, this thing right here literally like expands and twists. So it's just gonna support more weight, and I feel safer using at least 2 of these on each side, and then I will go in with the other ones I showed you. Okay, so what I meant was, for these 2 holes that are going to be against the wall, I am going to use these bigger ones. And then for this hole down here, I'm just going to use the 50-pound weight ones, which I think that means like all of these together hold 50 pounds, I would assume, because it says hangs up to, and normally they mean the whole damn thing. I don't really know. I'd rather be safe than sorry, so we are going to go ahead and use the big ones. And what's good is these are self-drilling, so you literally just stick them in like this. You don't have to pre-drill a hole. I'm gonna use my letter board, set my level on top of it, and pretty much I've already measured where the 19 inches is, so now I just have to make sure it is
You see here.
leveled. Break some of my bubbles in the middle, and I am going to
What are you doing like that?
dot where this is.
Okay.
Okay, so now I'm just gonna do the exact same thing. All right, that actually was a lot easier than I thought. As you can tell, it's a little bit slanted, but it's really okay with me. That doesn't bug me too much. It's so tiny amount. So what I'm gonna do is now I'm gonna go in with my wood screws and attach this with my little holes. Here, 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 here. And then I will be back to show you guys what it looks like with everything put on it. Enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful for you guys. Obviously, this was a really quick DIY. Longest part was putting it all on the wall, but even at that, you know, I'm really happy with the way it turned out. Let me know what you guys think, or if you guys would do something different. But anyways, thank you guys for watching my video, and we'll see you.
Snap video.
We'll see you in my next video.
Snap
Adios.
video.
Girl.